Are you guys learning? Are you guys enjoying yourself? How's it feel? It's crazy out here, but we're going to try and give you as much alpha as possible, as much good insights as possible. We got a great panel here, mixed bag of really fascinating, really deep, connected folk. So how about each of you? My name is Jesse K, by the way, and I run a newsletter called Beats and Bytes, which chronicles everything happening in the intersection of music, technology, and brands. And I'm going to have each of these distinguished panelists introduce themselves quickly and talk about how you got into Web3. So please, who wants to go first? We'll go down the line, and then we'll mix it up.
Go down the line, I reckon. Well, you want to start at the top? All right, we'll start at the top, baby.
Let's do it, hype man.
Nfthypeman. Started the Tezos wave to some extent because like Clubhouse and Tezos was popping and then whatever. Like I was the first one to do rooms and got Hickit and Nunk popping, and then since then like Tezos has been crazy. So I love Tezos. I love music on Tezos. Obviously got a whole bunch of stuff. Shout out Buterian. Like the song goes, when I buy my Ethereum, I say thank you Buterian. And like, anyways, I'm a big fan of blockchain, and I believe that decentralization is key. But I'll pass it down.
Hello, my name is Dayo Adeosun. I'm one of the co-founders of Glass.xyz. That is the first video NFT marketplace. And I mean, I came into Web3 through a previous startup that I had in Web2, which was around like a social map, kind of like Twitter on the map. And we pivoted that into this Web3 video platform because we got like 70,000 people on a wait list who wanted to drop video NFTs. A lot of those people were YouTubers, Spotify artists, whatever, content creation platform. And we decided to pivot to video NFTs, and that was like 12 months ago, right around June this time. And then we dropped like a live stream NFT, sold that out, and like 20 minutes made like $10,000, and so we thought that was pretty crazy. And then we dropped the first video on Glass, which was a music video NFT, and that sold for 5 ETH. It was Salem Riley, my friend Jacob's there, helped me, curate that. And since then, we've been dropping music videos weekly on Glass.xyz and seeing creators monetize, averaging like $5,000 on a one-on-one auction, additions like anywhere between $2,000 to $7,000 on a single post, and maintaining that ownership. And so we came to Web3 because one, we weren't making any money in Web2, even though we built a great product, had a strong community. And we also wanted to give that ownership back to the value creators of the platform.
Awesome. And we're going to get into case studies next, but that sounds great.
I have a Glass NFT, by the way. Absolutely. It's just fire. I'm Sidney Swift, co-founder of Defy Entertainment. My career started in music production and songwriting back in 2010. I did some records with Beyonce, Major Lazer, Drake, Lil Wayne. And then about 5 years into it, got into tech and the metaverse in 2017. We did a JV with Atlantic and created a metaverse artist called Chill Pill, and then built a bunch of games, released a bunch of projects through that platform, and around 2020, pivoted to Web3 and just did a sold-out drop to the music NFT community, and have been building products and services for that vertical ever since.
What's up, everybody? I'm Adrian, Swish. I've been a talent manager for over 13 years in the music space. I got into Web3 around 2018. I seen an article on DJ Rhythmatic made around $2.5 million in 24 hours. And I was at a Bitcoin meetup in Orange County, and that just started spinning my wheels. And being a manager, we were looking for just different ways to market music, and I went down the rabbit hole of blockchain, and I put out a white paper on Smart Music Marketplace in 2018, and from then just started building, understanding the industry more. And at the beginning of this year, we launched our platform, the Smart Music Marketplace, And that's basically how I got into it. And outside of that, just educating people on the space, artists and creators, and just trying to onboard more people as we can.
And Adrian, a couple of the artists that you work with, manage, can you just let the audience know?
Of course.
Current or past?
A rapper named Kid Ink. He sold over 12 million records. A singer-songwriter named Vori. A rapper from Detroit. I discovered Vori. Yeah. He wrote Mob Ties for Drake. I don't manage him no more, but outside of that, I Swear Vezo is a big artist from Detroit right now. He's one of the hottest in the game. And several producers and stuff like that, but now I'm just more on the back end.
Exciting. So let's talk about a case study, something that you've seen in the space, either you've done it or not done it, that but you admired. What artist has done this right when it comes to putting out music and connecting with their audience in the NFT space?
We started at the top again. I thought we were going to go in a different direction. Okay, beautiful. In terms of artists, of course, like you got to shout out the females. Latasha, I think, is like definitely probably the use case of how to do it right.
I'm sorry, who?
Latasha.
Oh, yeah.
You Americans might say it a bit differently, like Latasha, or sorry, but yeah. So yeah, like I think for sure she's built community in a great way. She's like, you know, it's what she was done at Azura, like, it's been fantastic. But I also like a lot of the openness of the networks, especially like say like on Tezos, where it's not necessarily about, it's more about community and building a community, and it doesn't matter how small it is, and like just being able to engage in a nice like open ecosystem that it's not like, Solana has been down 5 times in 1 year. Like, you know, it's really difficult to ascertain, you know, like not to get too much into chains and NFTs on which chain, but yeah, please also do your research, you know, when minting and looking at big artists, and you got to like, you see the big artists to make.
So Latasha's community is something that you really like. All right, who else is doing it really well? Let's talk case studies of successful drops and why you admire them. Just kind of rapid fire.
Spotty Wi-Fi is by far one of my go-to case studies. He's a homie who actually just dropped a song, and I think just he's a perfect example of being early and going all in on Web3, and you know how you can cultivate a community and a following that holds you, supports you as an artist, and have creative freedom. So yeah, Spotty's my guy.
Spotty's a good one. I think Blau's doing a really good job. I think he had a lot of success. I think he understood it early, and I feel like he set the marker for what music NFTs could be.
I'll give like 3 cases because like every.
Well, let's just do one because we want to run short on time.
Okay, so I would say so. 27 Deli was one of the first creators that dropped like 3 different music video NFTs on Glass. He did like a Spotify background with the music NFT 101, and he was able to like really build his community alongside dropping NFTs and different monetization models all on Glass. And he just did his Juneteenth event, and I think that was pretty awesome. And then like also the Board Brothers, Kygo and them, doing really awesome stuff, and Ryan Tedder, we just dropped with them, and so.
You did their music video, right?
Yeah, we did the Board Brothers music video, NFT, and I would say like there's different levels of use cases. It's like 27 Deli is a up and coming artist, you know, Ryan Tedder and Linkin Park Board Brothers, they're like, you know, superstar artists. They have a way different approach than someone who's coming up. So, you know, do your own research, you know, and if you're looking for a good community, Tezos has a strong community. And also the Solana community, I think, is growing as well, and it's getting more powerful even with the outages.
All right, so let's talk about somebody that's doing it. It can't all be roses here. Who is doing it? What can we learn from on mistakes? Who's doing it or done something that we don't think or you don't think is particularly good? And what was the mistake they made so that the crowd can learn what not to do?
I feel like I want to say Snoop, in my opinion, he's had successful drops, but I feel like he's educating the youth by saying, don't release your music on DSP, Spotify, and Apple Music. And I just think that's bad advice, because until mass adoption happens for Web3, the people that are listening to Spotify, Tidal, they're not going to be in Web3 for a little bit. So you don't want to alienate those fans or your discoverability, and also the algorithm, you know? So, and also it's another way to monetize. So why take away another monetization aspect?
So you feel like you should be on every platform?
You should be on every platform regardless, and just know that if it's a new metric to make money as a creator or an artist, run with it.
I totally agree with that as well. Just in general, it's like just because Web3 exists as well doesn't mean we don't have to utilize any of Web2. There's still like powerful tools, and there's still like, you know, all the time with social media platforms, there's a certain give back, you know, as long as it's positive for yourself. Let's say, for example, TikTok's really popular, right? So like, why not NFT stuff and then do TikTok at the same time? And then it's just like how the crypto boy kind of like little thing was popping, everyone wanted it to be an NFT, and then, so yeah, I definitely completely agree with that.
So who would you say is not doing it right? What can we learn from mistakes?
I'd say all the artists that are like not trying anything, just get on the chain, try stuff. Like, it's fine, like you can come, you can mint, you can fuck up, like just keep trying, you'll figure out your audience. Like, people mint stuff and then it doesn't sell and then like you burn it. It's fine. Like, just, you know, try something out in a way that's like true to yourself. You know, like trying to fit a certain mold of a different artist is probably where you're not going to have sales, but just come discover like what Web3 is all about.
That's a good point. I feel like any creator that has skills and hasn't tried to release an NFT or learned about it, you're losing. Participate, please.
Yeah.
Any other examples of people that you feel like, or it doesn't have enough to be people, like lessons to learn from mistakes made in your eyes?
I don't have a particular artist, but like I do some consulting for labels, and the first thing I like to say is treat Web3 as its own genre of music, because I think that metaphor resonates with a lot of Web2 musicians, where, you know, if you're a pop artist, you're not gonna release a rap single without like diving into the culture, learning it, understanding where it's coming from, why it exists, who are the players. Like, that whole ethos, same thing with, you know, punk rock, same thing with any like counterculture movement. You have to first like immerse yourself in it before you monetize it. So, you know, I think a lot of artists right now, and like, you know, like there was like the like music NFT artist collaboration boom of last March, and like, you know, it's easy to release stuff on Web3. It's harder to understand why. And it doesn't take a lot, like, but immersing yourself in the culture and understanding like the underlying technology and why it even exists is step one, you know?
Yeah, I would say like collect before you create, and like, you know, you should have an NFT in your wallet. You should know what a wallet is. You should know like that basic stuff before you even create anything. And then I would say don't expect to make money like immediately. Like, you come into crypto because of the price signal. That's how it works. And then, you know, shut that price signal out of your mind and just think about building value every single day, coming to Twitter Spaces, building community, collecting from other creators, and like you'll survive over the long term. And it's like, we're in like 05 to like 07, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iPhone with the App Store. Like, these next 2 to 3 years are like the biggest years for the next 20 years, I think. And so, you know, just stay vigilant, stay on it, stay consistent, but like don't, you know, get too intense on like making money today and not helping the community.
So this is a great segue. This is the music track, and I'd imagine we've got a lot of artists and musicians here, maybe amateur musicians, maybe professional musicians that are here to learn. What would be the one piece of advice that you would give to an artist that is looking to build in Web3 and they're just coming into the space?
Get on Twitter.
Really? Twitter?
True.
#NFT.
That's a good point, because Twitter is one of the main platforms for social media for Web3, and a lot of artists are big on Web2 platforms. Twitter's a Web2 platform, but if Twitter is one of the main platforms for Web3, more artists need to have a presence on there. And I know a lot of artists that I know personally don't really have they could have 1 million followers on Instagram and have like 100 followers on Twitter, and it's a different conversation, so that's a good point.
I would say learn how to, like, come with a friend and then delegate between each other. So, like, come with a friend, I would say.
I would just do it. Like, again, like Twitter is exactly like Twitter, Discord as well. Like, Discord's a big thing. Just even like, there's a lot of networking that happens in Discord, and so like I hate Discord, but like I have to like force myself to try and like get into. I hate it so much, but like I know that there's certain people that get certain values out of certain, like the whole point of the PFPs and everything is there's communities, and there's certain like, you know, like there are communities out there. If you don't have one already, you can even like jump on the back of any community, and like just there's Joe Nix in there somewhere. He made like you know what I'm saying, like songs about. I forgot, it's like what. Anyways, Frogland. Like it doesn't matter, right? Just like you can hop on, and then you'll have a community that will want to get behind you, and that's like the powerful thing with Web3 at the moment, I feel.
I would say collaboration too, because in Web 2, I noticed that collaboration wasn't as popular. Everybody was guarded, where this is my sound or this and that. Where in Web 3, if any of you guys know, trying to work on a project or an NFT, just being in the space or just reaching out to someone, more people want to help you or point you in the right direction. So I'd say collaborate. Don't get out of your comfort zone, and just talk to other creators in the community, see what you like and what you don't.
So this is the second year of NFT.NYC. It's amazing. This conference has grown so much. You can feel the energy in the crowd and how much is going on in town. It's just overwhelming. But the space has grown. It just feels even more advanced than it was last year. This is really starting to solidify itself. And Dayo, you made that reference of 2007. This is like the 2008 crash of what's happened to Web 2. And out of this era will be the next paradigm-shifting businesses for Web 3. Where would you like to see this place be next year? Where do you think music NFTs, which are really one of the dominant forces in the NFT space, where do you think music NFTs need to go in the short to long term as builders in this space? What's missing?
I think what will be interesting, which like I don't know, I feel like music NFTs haven't had their moment yet, and I think like it's been coming, but I think music NFTs would benefit from a bear market, because I think the problem with the bull run is that there's so much speculation that people are buying into things just because they're highly speculative, and that like only really happens in a bull market. Whereas like anyways, I know the recession's coming, etc. So I don't think that, you know, in terms of like there being Ethereum and we can see there's a bit of slowdown in the market at the moment, right? So I think let's get rid of all the paper hands. Let's get rid of all these guys. Let's go on a nice bear run, and because music NFTs are going to prove the use case of like why an NFT is useful. Yeah, it's not the other stuff. You know, the NFT is supposed to just be a token. It's just a certificate. So it's like it's you are like the art is the value. You are the value. So you create the value, and don't forget that. You know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on that, where it's going to be like you are the NFT, and crypto becomes less about being crypto-centric and more about being creator-centric. And the more the creator realizes that they can create the value, they can learn how to community build. You only have to do two things. It's like work on your craft, build relationships, and constantly do those two things for the next 4 years, and you will succeed. And so it's just like craftsmanship, relationships, building that, and just building that. So I think in 1 year's time, you know, Glass is going to be going crazy. We'll be on Solana, hopefully ETH as well. Maybe, you know, you can even buy music video NFTs with dollars. And I think you're going to see a whole lot more activity, but I still think we'll still be early stages. We probably need like 2 to 3 years before you really start to get in.
I just really hope everybody has a MetaMask by next year. Like, that's stage one, and I think it's like the biggest stage is like the 14-day period that it takes Coinbase or any platform to or exchange to like verify your crypto. Once we get over that hump, it's like smooth sailing. So I think like expediting that process, people, like, it's interesting you say about the bear, because like it's like what bull markets do is get people hyped enough to, wait that 14 days until you're verified and hopefully you make some money. But it's gonna be really interesting to see like over the next like couple years, like, who builds and who experiments. But yeah, I think the starting point is like, onboarding the people around you that don't necessarily understand it yet, just getting them into the space, dipping their toes in.
I think a year from now, music NFTs will be more defined. We're still, every music NFT drop that happens every single day, I feel like we're still rewriting what that looks like. In a year from now, hopefully we have the custodial issue as far as offering utility. If you're offering streams as utility as part of your NFT, or you're offering publishing or whatever those things are, figuring what that is. I feel like for an artist that's going to put out a music NFT, figuring what that is in a year from now will be more defined.
All right. So what's coming up next for each of you? What are you most excited about? What does the short term, like, what project can this crowd learn about now that's got you so excited that you're working on in music and Web3?
I got a bunch, but I've got a shout out to myself for Hype America, because I've been working this one for a minute. It's a new type of like way of like presenting a music album. It's like music videos and a documentary, and then you have like behind it. Anyways, it's all wrapped in one. So yeah, it's like I'm pretty pumped for my own shit, basically. Hype America season 1, season 2.
And that's what? It's a show.
It's like I film, shout out to my camera over there. So like, anyways, I filmed like loads of interviews with everyone from the NFT space. I filmed them like last year, like the last Nft.NYC. I've got loads of like crazy like footage and documented stuff. But then at the same time, I make songs in the places I'm in. Like even shout out Buterin. I got a Vitalik Buterin song. This is also an NFT. So like I'm just like minting as much as I can, but then also just like creating content. And also I'm gonna go to Ukraine hopefully this summer and film like stuff to do with that, but awesome. I don't know how much music videos I'm going to do out there in Ukraine, but that'll be something different.
Awesome. So all right, as we wrap up, what's coming next? What are you really excited about?
I'm really excited about this next build that we're doing right now on the Solana design. I'm very excited about Solana and the Solana ecosystem, and I think the infrastructure that allows for scaling NFTs is really only possible on the Solana ecosystem right now. And so I'm excited to see how like music video NFTs look on that, profiles, homepage, leaderboards, basic things that people are used to seeing. A YouTube kind of meets StockX, design, and bringing like, my whole friend group into NFTs, and then getting strangers on the street who are interested as well. So I'm excited for that. And like immediately after this, like 7 p.m., we're doing like a collectors only live streaming at Alpha DAO for Tank God and Mark Wolf's music video NFT drop today on Glass.XYZ. So that's what I'm immediately excited about as well.
Shout out to Mark Wolf. Cool.
I'm really excited about something we're building at ChillRX. Coming up in the industry, I think that there's, I spent my 10,000 hours. I'm sure everybody on the stage did as well. And I feel like there's an opportunity to monetize the 9,999 hours that you never use and never monetize while you're creating and building. For a creator like a musician or a songwriter, that happens in the studio where like, a successful songwriter or producer or artist maybe gets 1 or 2 cuts a year to become 1% paid in the industry. And I think that, there's thousands of songs and ideas in their hard drive that never ever see the light of day, that work should be able to be monetized, and that energy should be able to be monetized. So something that I'm really excited about building right now, and what we're going to be releasing in the next month or two, is a audio plugin where you can stake your NFTs and earn crypto while you're creating. Or if you're a developer, you can earn the same while you're developing the plugin, which is going to be open source. So just like enabling creators and developers to monetize while they're building. So that's what I'm excited about.
Sounds great. Adrian?
I'm excited about digital currency. We have some cool updates coming, and the website is digitalcurrency.xyz, currency with the SY. And we're right now on Polygon, and we're going to be upgrading to a multi-chain network. And we're also going to be offering services. Basically, we look at our platform like a Mint Pass site for creators and artists to earn rewards and royalties. And so we're adding updates to where if you're a creator, you're going to be able to write your own song with AI, produce your own beat with AI, and build your own avatar, because we want creators to start thinking metaverse, start performing in the metaverse, start building out what your character or your presence looks like. And we're just going to be amplifying that and basically try to be like a one-stop shop for a creator, and also offering like white labeling solutions for marketplaces as well.
Well, that's a power-packed panel right here. I chronicle all this stuff we do with our newsletter, Beats and Bytes, and we do a bunch of deals in this space. So if you want to learn more about music and tech, definitely sign up for Beats and Bytes. And I want to thank the panelists. I want to thank NFT.NYC. I want to thank all of you for your attention. And this was a great conversation. Stay tuned. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah.
Let's go. To the moon.
That was great.